Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's Greg here again with a update 3. Yeah, 3 of the Armistice group build, hosted by military modeller Paul. He was building exactly the same kit as I am. I think we're almost at the same point. I think he's got his video coming out at a very similar time to mine. So I'll pop across and see how he's getting on as well. So let's have a look at what we've done. I'll start with the turret first. I'll just move that just to the side. So basically what I've got is the top coat and the the dull coats on now as well. So what we started off is I did the there was no American star in the kit, but Paul's found a nice photograph of one when it was obviously for the air recognition and, you know, the Allied invasion force. So I thought, well, why not? Took a bit to get down across that you know, the vent, I presume it is, but I managed to get it down in the end. Took a bit of doing, but I got it in the end. And I've done it on the, I can never remember off the top of my head exactly the right brigade. Memory like a sieve. So I'm doing the 6th Guards Tank Brigade, 3rd Tank Battalion, the Scots Guards. I'm doing. So you got the, even though you're not going to see these, it needs another dull coat. Yeah, still a bit of shine on there. Yeah, I did the markings for those, but most of it is going to be covered up with the netting if I do decide to go that way. So, and I've also, if you look inside the periscopes, there's quite a little shimmer in there, and what I use for that is, my daughter does all these nails and nail things and whatever, and all this is, find the right one. Where have I put it? Where have I put it? What's in here? Silly boy. And all it is the nail file. Nail file. Is the nail foil. I've got all sorts of different colours, blues, and that's all it is. Is this stuff, and obviously you can get the different shades. Really thin, obviously. It's nail foil. So all I did that was cut down into shape and put them in there. This seems to be okay. So I've got all different colours. These back. Yeah, so it's a dull coat. I'm going to give it another one, and then we can start my favourite part of it, the weathering. So that's where that's at. Obviously, you've seen all the rest of it with the from the last, you know, the cast turret number and things like that, and quite pleased with that. Quite pleased with that. So that's the turret. So just pop that out of the way. And we'll bring in the low hull. This isn't attached. I've just dry fitted this at the moment to see what it looks like. It's the that's a P vent, the exhaust covers. So you can only see a little bit of the exhaust, which I did presume, but I thought, well, in for a penny, in for a pound, so I'll just do the whole lot in the rust. This is at the same point, which is all dull coated. The tracks are not fitted properly yet. They're just held with blue tack in the centre, but I've weathered those to a certain level, whether they've gotten to the colours that I wanted. Let me just see. Get there. I've got the polishing powder on them, and what I did with the tracks, you've seen there with the different coloured greys. What I did was I gradually built it up with Vallejo dipping wash, the sepia one, which I'll show you. And I also used this as well. So the base colour actually of this is the dipping wash, which is the sepia dipping wash, which is number 733000 dipping wash. Good stuff. It's about £7 for that jar, that mixer. It's quite good. And finishing off with one of these new MIG shaders. I did the grime over the top of it to get the base colour, which is which I feel is about right for where I want to be. So nice tracks. I say these are the individual links, fully working, fully articulated, even though you don't really need them to be, but they are. At the rear, I don't want to tip it upside down, so I pull it away till all disappear. And I've got the decals on. Look at all. in the back. I made one cock up on the decals, it disintegrated on me, which was under Ben Nevis. I got the T and the rest just disintegrated on me, so I'll have to maybe mud that up a little bit just to hide a bit of it. I'm not sure yet. I'm sure I'll find some way of doing it. And on the front, I've got the single decal there, the guards, and where we are, I think a decent light on it. There we go. Yeah, we've got that on there, and the other one on there. And I managed to actually put this other one on with Ben Nevis and the actual number. So, which I was quite lucky. Literally, I must have left it just slightly too long. And when I got it on, and as soon as I put the microset on, I must have touched it at some point when I was handling the machine, and it just fell apart. So, unfortunately, but there's nothing I can do about that. Nothing I can do about that at all. So, yeah. So this isn't fastened either. The lower hull, and as you say, this is just temporary fitted, just so I could see. So you can see just what I wanted to. You know, these are blue tack underneath there. This isn't fully fastened down yet. I think that's about it. So we're going to start the weathering next on this, but I'll show you what else I've been doing in the meantime. I shall just pop that over there for now. And I made a start on a little bit of stowage and some of the bits and pieces which you've seen from the last update, but I've finished them off now. Get all this rubbish out the way for now. Right. Let's just pop that there. So I started to weather the this netting to go around the turret. Started to weather that. It's getting somewhere, but still not ready yet. And I made a little one for the turret as well. Yeah. Which we've got there for the turret at the moment, which isn't finished either. They're not quite finished, but they're not far off. Put that down there. I've got the goggles ready for the two figures, which I'll show you shortly. So they're ready to go. The obligatory chain, which I've done up and got that to a certain colour that I wanted. Similarly, again, I actually used the Lifecolour's Dust and Rust set to get that sort of colour on there. Right, and we can start off with the spare tracks. So these are finished apart from the dust coat, which I'm going to put on at a later date. Obviously, once I get into my little vignette I'm going to do. So the colour's quite nice. I like that colour. It's not overly bright, not overly rusty. You've got a rust tone, plus you've got the metal coming through as well. So some of them I'm going to put onto the front of the tank as extra armour. Like I say, quite nice. I'll just put a bit. Can we get this in picture? There we go. That's a bit better. So I just need a little bit of a dust once we get the cyber colours we're going to use for it. More stowage and other bits and pieces. So we've got the wooden crates. That tarp, no, it didn't come with it, never did the bag. What's that for the pickaxe? That's the handle. And notice how we've got the satchel and another bit of stowage, and the jerry can, which is to go onto the back of the Churchill as well. So they've come up quite nice. So I just need that little finishing off with deciding what dust we're going to use. So that's those ones. And that one's fallen off it, so we've got another pair of tarps as well. They're ready. And we have a majority of the Pioneer tools, some of the do it this way a bit easier. We've got the other little fuel cans. I think they're, I'll turn it around the right way, you can see. So these need finishing off the jerry cans, or whatever you want to call fuel cans. And the other chipping. We have the tools. I've done some of the hatches, the commander's cupola and the loader's hatch, another satchel, and these are the two tarps that came with the kit which I can use. They're not too bad, they're not too bad at all, so they'll be used. It's not going to be a massive load of storage because, as I say, I don't think British Olive did carry a lot of storage. So I was going to do I was going to make my own Tokyo, but I haven't got enough wire to make it thin enough, if you know what I mean. Twisting it with the drill. So I'm going to use the kit one. It's not too bad. Cleaned up quite nicely. You know, I've got the fastening points there. This needs just a little bit of finishing off, a bit of rust and a bit of metallic on there, or polishing powder. I will use them. I have ordered some thinner. I've ordered some wire anyhow, so let's see if it comes in time. If it does, then I'll do them. If it doesn't, then it'll be on for the next kit. So let me just water there, if you can see. They're okay, cleaned up well. Right, so I think that's about it really. I'll show you the figures what I've got so far. He's not finished shape, but not far off. So we have the commander. He's okay. I'm getting better. Not much like, but it's getting better. So they need a dual coat yet and a bit more detailed painting yet. Flesh colour just needs slightly lightened, I think, but not too much. So that's the commander's figure. Obviously you need the goggles to go around him as well. And the loader, same again, we're at the same point with the loader. Here's goggles to go on. He's got his side arm. A bit more detailed painting again on there. So they're coming along quite nicely, and let me just put this on the deck. It's I'm doing a bit of polystyrene. It's got that many holes in it. It's nothing standing up in it no more. Right, so I did decide I'm going to do a little vignette. I've decided. So what I forgot I bought this a few months ago. I bought it from VII, which is a discount store in England. If anybody doesn't know, I bought that. £2.50, £2.50 or £2.99, whatever it was. Nice bit of board. Got a hole in there, but it's no problem. Yeah. I'm going to use that as a little vignette base. I'll have the Churchill, sort of as an angle. I'm just going to build it up with a big clam. We've got to put the sides on and things like that. And I haven't built one for such a long time. I thought I was sitting watching the TV on a Sunday afternoon. They were watching a movie, it wasn't my colour, so I brought some of the wire down and florist wire, and I've made a small tree. So I've got the basic shape of the tree, so that's going to go in sort of to one side, so that more in the middle. Going to be mainly grass and muck and that, nothing too startling with the two figures. I may put something else on there. I may use that little trolley with the farmer, but it's been done that many times. You know, people have seen it that many times, so I'm undecided exactly what I'm going to do with it fully. But it's I need some brainstorming sessions. I think that's what I need. So it's going to look quite, you know, it's not going to be big. It's not going to be massive. It's not going to be lots of stuff on there. It's going to be a lot of static grass and a bit of mud where the tracks are, and obviously the mud will be built up along the sides and onto the tracks. So yeah, well, that's what I'll be doing anyhow. So it'll take a bit of doing because I don't build fast anymore like I used to. It just takes me time. I don't spend a lot of time in the cave because I still get very tired very easily. So I spend about maybe 3 or 4 hours a day, depending on, you know, on what life throws at you. So, but it's getting there. So I like to make an effort for the Armistice build. It's certainly worth the time and effort to put one in for these brave men and women that served this country so well, you know, from every war up until the present day. You know, some of you may know my son's in the Royal Marines, so you know it's quite poignant. You know, I build something. So I think that's where we are. So the next update is I'll start off with the weathering. I think I'll be the weathering. We're starting off on the tank. I'll give it another dull coat now, and I'll leave it to rest for the rest of the day. And I shall then start on with the weathering. And when it's ready to be weathered, I may show you how I do what I'm trying to do. You know, 90% of the time you've seen it anyhow, but what other people do. But sometimes I just add a little twist to it. So once I've decided fully how I'm going to weather it, I have envisioned in my head what I want it to look like, but getting it from my head to the actual plastic is another thing. And I've also got to add the mud scrapes to the rear between the tracks and the last running wheel as well. So they've got to be added. Obviously this all has to be fastened down properly and the tracks put on properly. So I think that's about it really. So I think, yeah, thank you very much for, also I'll show you the bucket as well. I've got a bucket to go on. A little bucket. That's ready to be used as well. Hang on somewhere. Yeah, so I'd say thank you very much to all my new subscribers and all my old ones obviously. It's still going in the right direction. I'm picking quite a few up recently. So I must be doing something right. So I'd say just thank you very much for sticking with me and going through these builds with me. So make sure you have a look at Paul's video as well, and I think he's a similar position to where I am. I think he's I don't know if he's got the decals on. He was doing the decals today. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, he's coming along. He's, you know, nice job as normal from Paul. You know, it looks always clean, tidy builds, as I always call them, and you know, he's going to do a bit of weathering obviously. But I mean about clean and tidy builds is it just looks clean, if you know what I mean. The build itself without any paint on just looks a nice build. He's done it, you know, spot on. Whereas me, I prefer the weathering and the painting more to the build. I'm not saying my build's rubbish, but you know, I prefer the painting. So I'm starting to ramble now. So this is Greg signing off, and we shall catch you very, very soon with another update. So see you later, chaps and ladies.